Sushmita, I want to go across to Supriya, Shrinate first. This point that Ravi Shankar Prasad makes, that once the debate happens, and even if the Prime Minister were to speak in whichever floor of the House this may be, the opposition is highly likely to heckle the Prime Minister, abuse the Prime Minister, seek to embarrass the Prime Minister, and therefore the BJP says there's no point in putting the Prime Minister out as the opposition is demanding, because your primary objective is to look at embarrassing him. You've done it in the past, you'll do it again.
So India's Prime Minister was elected to speak in the US Parliament. India's Prime Minister has been elected to protect and preserve and keep him away from Parliament of India. Actually, Ravi Shankar Prasad used the word humiliation. It looks like India's Prime Minister finds it humiliating to address India's Parliament, which is actually a reflection of 140 crore people who send their representatives there. Is there anything more brazen, anything more shameless, anything more embarrassing than that you have heard? Is there any explanation for the fact that the government continues to sit on its high horse? The leader of the House in the Lok Sabha, India's Prime Minister, does not want to speak in Parliament, and his government is hell-bent on giving him cover firing. I also want to raise one very important point here. The Prime Minister did not look into or talk about Manipur from day one. It took him 78 days and a horrifying video to break his silence in the middle of an 8-minute, 25-second long sentence. He spoke about Manipur for 36 seconds and drew parallels that his troll army is today drawing. India's Parliament has embarrassed, India's Parliament has ashamed India by putting India and placing India next to a terror organization like Indian Mujahideen and the root cause of slavery, which is the East India Company. India's Parliament is meant to be respected, and India's Prime Minister continuously undermines Parliament, parliamentary democracy, parliamentary traditions, and may I dare say, India itself. That's the
GVL Narasimha Rao, the strongest suit of the Prime Minister in comparison with the likes of Dr. Manmohan Singh was that here's a Prime Minister who speaks his mind, he's unafraid. Now, the opposition is using Manipur to attack the Prime Minister at his strongest, which is his ability to reach out, to convince people about his niti, about his niyat, and saying, why is he silent? And I never thought I'd see the day when clips of how Dr. Manmohan Singh used to speak are thrown at the BJP saying, देखो मनमोहन सिंह बोलते थे, आपके PM क्यों नहीं बोल रहे? Why are you allowing for this situation to pass, especially given the Prime Minister's strong public speaking skills and his ability to convince people in Manipur and across about what your government is doing?
Rahul, first of all, it's shameful for the opposition to indulge in slander and to not allow Parliament to function. If there is anyone who's humiliating India's democracy, it is a party called the Indian National Congress, founded by a Britishman, founded by an Englishman. Okay, today they might want to give sermons to the whole world. Prime Minister has spoken on a number of occasions. Whenever a situation demands, he will speak. Let me show you a story published in India today. And I think you are a very, very important media group. And you have cited 3 instances when Prime Minister Manmohan Singh spoke on demand of the opposition. But I must tell you, please read that story carefully. This was about coal scam. Manmohan had to speak. He was the coal minister when the scam happened. He was directly responsible for the coal gate. So how could he escape from not speaking? And you talk about 3 stories here. On all the 3 occasions, Manmohan Singh was directly responsible. About appointment of CVC PJ Thomas. Who did the appointment? Who was on the committee to select the CVC? It was the Prime Minister. So certainly Manmohan Singh had to reply. Here you have a situation which demands the minister, Home Minister, to speak. That is the subject matter of his ministry. And we have a very powerful Home Minister. This is a government where Prime Minister is a leader of the people. He is not a puppet of 10 Janpat.